Hello everybody, my name is CyberAqua and welcome back to Fallen Hero Rebirth. It's been a while, not really a while, but about a week-ish, less than a week actually. I can't remember when I recorded. I know I edited. Still haven't released those videos yet. They're still needing more editing. But Fallen Hero Rebirth, quite easy. Takes me a few hours to do it and it's good to go. Though it's doesn't require much crazy editing. It's just basic me, you, the viewer, and this screen that has text about a story of a hero or villain, whichever path I choose. Technically, I'm going for villain anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway, I wasted about a minute of your life or 40 seconds of your life. I hope you enjoyed that. Anywho, let's continue with the story. I might do this 30 minutes, actually 30 minutes, not 40 minutes for some reason. I don't know why. You take a moment to brush some of the less than imaginary dust from your armor. It gives you a moment to collect yourself and check the status of your armor. Mostly green, some orange warning indicators, but nothing that impacts the main functions. You can still fight, which at this point is all that really matters. The camera flashes has stopped now. The reporters having backed away once they realized the battle was going badly for their hero. The bright circles of light from the hovering chopper are still tracing you, following you like spotlights as you walk over to Ortega's prone body. Still alive, you can see him struggling for breath, probably with a few cracked ribs. You can relate. Who are you? Ortega's question is hardly louder than a whisper, but to your ears it might as well be a shout. That's the question, isn't it? I launch into an angry monologue about that true villain style. I need to end this fast. I find myself hesitating for the first time. I could be the famous villains that tell their story of how they became this villain. Or I could be the guy that hesitate trying to be a hero. Or I could just be in the middle and say, I need to finish this fast, so thus here's my name. Yep, that's the option I'll be going for. This is just another trick to keep you talking. You know that. You've seen it before. This is why things will be difficult for you. What will be different for you than for the other would-be villains out there. You know what to do. You can keep your head together and play it cool. You can be that. In control. All it takes is another kick to Ortega over the edge to unconsciousness. His body going to limp in that particular way that is so hard to fake. You give his body another poke with your toe, but there's no response. Good. If you're not mistaken, Lady Argent should be here soon. Lady Argent has arrived. You're late. It takes you a moment to collect yourself. But the advantage of wearing a helmet with vocal distorters is that what you project doesn't have to be the truth. Not that you are intimidated, or, well, maybe you are a little intimidated. Lady Argent is still in her dress, looking like she is ready to hit the dance floor at any moment. Apparently, she has not stormed off far enough, so she couldn't come back. But she had gone far enough so that she wasn't willing to take the time to change. If she even had her suit with her, maybe Harold is the only one who lives the true hero life. You always used to keep your suit under your clothes, if you could. Safer, a lot safer. I was in a cab, she huffs, answering your question. On my way home. You'll pay for ruining my evening. She flexes her fingers a little, the sharp edges gleaming in the floodlights. You've just beaten 2 of the Rangers, and you feel at the top of your game. If she wants to pick a fight, she can. But, really, you doubt that she could beat you. So, if she wants a fight, you'll give her one. Finally. Ortega might be a personal challenge, but Lady Argent is a true test of your skills. She moves like liquid lightning, the blue dress clinging to her form as she makes a rush for you. No shoes. Her feet are bare on the asphalt or something. Asphalt. Because PH is F sound, isn't it? And you know that has to be uncomfortable for her. What did she do with them? Leave them in the cab, step out of them once she saw there was a fight going on? You're curious because it is information. And the more you have, the better you can play these heroes. The better you can win. Ruining your evening? You give her your best swagger. What swagger? If you're leaving in a cab, it sounds like you had already called it a night. Great, you're a talker. She rolls her eyes and starts walking towards you. Get purposeful, yet strangely sensual or something. I can't remember. More snake than cat. Just my luck. Oh, I do more than talk. You beckon her with one hand. Wait, beacon? You beckon her with one hand. Something like that. Biting back occurs as she shifts gears almost too fast for you to keep up. Almost, but not quite. Leaping back to gain some distance, you parry her blows, launching into a counterattack that has her back up in turn. Her silver skin gleam in the bright glow of the floodlights. They were waiting for you, you know? You drop the words like poisonous little barbs, parrying a blow hard enough to jab. Even when I was picking them apart, she doesn't answer. But you can feel a spike of annoyance from her mind, letting you know you hit a sore spot. You didn't even check if they were alive. That's a bit cold, don't you think? You land a blow that makes her grunt and pivot, I think, yeah. Trying for a throw. But you leap back in time to keep your feet. Blather? I thought we were fighting. Blather. I thought we were fighting. Lady Argent flexes her hands and the claws gain an extra inch. Okay, that's a bit annoying. Turning into blades. Interesting. You didn't know she could do that. How? You have no idea. You have to have a talk with Dr. Mortem about that. With any luck, you might get a bit of skin residue that he can analyze. Whatever it is that's coating her skin is something more than just durable. It is dangerous. It's also dangerous. It's not. Why do I keep ending words instead of other things? It's also dangerous. You don't like unknown variables, so despite the fun you are having weaving this dance of blows and counter blows with her, you have to start wrapping things up. You have places to be, after all. Victories to gloat over. Okay, sorry about that. I just had to deal with something. Okay, where was I? Blades interesting, whatever. Victories to gloat over. Okay, yeah, that's where I was. If you want to end this, by all means, let's. You beckon her closer, eyes narrowing as you go over the various means to bring her down. I've studied her. I know how to take it down. I left an ace in the hole when I inhabited myself. Okay, I didn't leave anything. I just did a soft touch to her mind. This is taking too much time. Let's end this fast. I'll wait for a moment. Okay, if I rush this, I might get screwed over. Because I don't know what Lady Argent does, and so she has something unknown. This is gonna be a bad decision, but I don't want to end it fast. I want to see what she can do or something. No use getting overconfident when you can take your time to find an opening. Strategies is how you win a fight, not stupid bravado or whatever, bravado or something. So, as Lady Argent moves in to attack, you switch into a defensive stance. Let her waste herself trying to find an opening as you analyze her attacks. Read her intentions, block her strikes, and make sure to dodge when needed. Just because you're winning this fight doesn't mean you should take stupid risk. That's what makes people lose. And you have worked very hard to make sure that never will happen to you. The variables are all yours to control. Lady Argent is fast, alright? But as she moves in for a strike, you shift and parry, letting her follow your lead without realizing it. This is all sidestep, fighting someone who could tear you limb from limb and still coming out on top. It doesn't hurt that right now. You're better armored than you used to be. Still, you suppose you should end this eventually. The cameras will have already captured enough footage from your fight. All you need now is to get some distance so you can enact your escape plan. The next time she moves in, you will yourself to be still, trusting your armor for a chance to get a moment to contact with her mind too. Yes, your perceptions connects with hers. As you roll aside, she aims her blow for an illusionary double you have left in your place. Good. You don't wait to see what happens next. You immediately turn and leg it. No way of you telling how long until she realizes she's fighting air. Time to get away. Achievement, still got it. You fight against rangers went without a hitch. A quick glance around the battlefield shows no immediate threats. You take the chance to drop a smoke bomb. It blanks the whole area in thick, noxious mist. Your helmet filters it out, but you can hear the cries of panic as the tear gas-like substance causes people to run for their lives. Reaching and crying? Good. Nobody is paying you any attention right now. And the smoke hides you from the choppers. You can't see the museum anymore, but you know the state you left it in. This will be pasted all over the front page tomorrow morning. You've done what you came for. And now it's time to escape before more reinforcements arrive. You haven't lost your edge. Getting out safely is the most important skill of all. Even though you picked everyone else apart, you don't want to run at the risk of running into Marshall Steele. Sure, his armor would be easy prey for your nanovores, but he's also equipped with distance weapon. Better live to fight another day. No use pushing your luck. Yes, there's no use pushing your luck unless you know you will succeed. The great to the sewers disintegrates. I can't even say the word. It feels like I'll skip the word. Easily understand your gentle nanovore's touch. In the chaos, it will take them a long time to figure out where you have gone. And between the wreckage and smoke, nobody will notice an innocent hole in the ground. At least not before you are long gone. You did it. You actually did it. Darkness is a familiar comfort. After a few minutes of mad dashing through the dark tunnels, you allow yourself to slow down enough to catch your breath and figure out where you are. This far below the surface, you are well away from any cameras, so you can relax your stride and make your way down the tunnel without having to pretend or hold a pose. It's a relief to let go of the part. It's a relief to let go of the part of you that makes sure you always look good. The shadows are your true home, after all. Perhaps one day you will be able to pull this act off without effort. But right now, it's left you with the fizzy feeling of adrenaline withdrawal in your veins. It only takes you a moment to tap the sewer schematics and bring them up on your HUD. This is not the most glamorous of escape routes, but when dealing with flyers, it's always safest to go underground. You doubt that Harold can do anything but moan in pain right now, but you couldn't have been sure of that when you planned this out. Besides, there are always choppers. Better safe than sorry. You picked this particular escape route in part because Los Diablos is crisscrossed by underground tunnels, some abandoned, some still in use. The tangled labyrinth below consists of everything from cable ducts to sewers, to the massive storm drains venting the sometimes cataclysmic rainfall in the mountains. You checked the weather there yesterday. There should be a fair amount of water in the storm drains, but not so much that your path won't be navigable. Navigatable? Do you mean? It should be straight. It should be a straight path to the harbor and your waiting escape vehicle. You hope. The thick sewer waste laps around your feet, dragging at your cape. Suddenly, it doesn't seem such a smart choice for your armor. The thin fiber weave turns heavy fast, absorbing sewage and worse. You glimmers under the helmet, grateful for the fact that it filters the air before you breathe it. It was designed to handle poisonous gas, apparently. It works just as well against the stench. Back when you scoped out these tunnels, you had worn an air filter, but that had only cut the worst off the edge. This is much better. At least the disgusting part of the slog is just the first leg of your journey. Once you switch into the abandoned tunnels, you won't have to... Jesus, that scared the hell out of me. Anyway. Alright. Where was I? I completely forgot because I was doing stuff. It's okay. At least the disgusting part of the slog is that it's just the first leg of your journey. Once you switch into the abandoned tunnels, you won't have to think about what you are wading through. Okay, or rather, try not to think. Try to not think. Try not to think. Try to not think. Yeah, this just feels off to me too. Probably other people will be fine, but to me it just feels off. Now that the adrenaline is fading, you are starting to feel the toll this battle has taken on you. Your suit system tell you that it has been less than an hour since you woke up in the van, but it feels like a lifetime. Your new identity is out in the open now, and come morning, you will get to see how the press judges your performance. I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous about that. I beat the hell out of the Rangers. It won't matter what they think. It won't, because my plan will always work. And in the end, I shall be the villain on top. While the press are useful, they're also a distraction. Let them make their headlines, craft their stories, and cultivate their heroes and villains. You're allowing them their initial freedom of expression, because if they go against your wishes in the long run, there are always ways to correct them. There are some perks to being a telepathic body snatcher. After all, however, the press is not your current concerns. You still have to get out of here in one piece, and it's quite a slog on foot. A lot of time to think about what you did, even though you know you're not home free yet. There's still a lot of walking to do, and you need to stay alert. But it's alright. It's alright to blast a little, right? Right? This was your first real fight, the first one you won, the first one Ortega lost. You've got a slight spring in your step, thinking about what happened, about how you finally got Ortega to fight you for real is the thing. Because if I look at these two are pretty sad. Like, look at me in fear, look at me with respect. How is he looking at you with respect? Because he don't even know you. Anyway, there's a small part of you that's disappointed you won this easily. A small one. But that's it. But it's there. Did he really do his best? How can you be sure? Was there some part of him that somehow knew that made him go easy on you? Stop. You won. Fair and square. You have to accept that the fact that you are good at this. Or maybe Ortega is worse than you remember. Maybe he really is getting old. You don't have to find excuses for why you won. Not anymore. This is the new you. You can do this. You can do this. I can't remember that meme or something. Stop thinking about Tega. It's a long way to go yet. What? It's a long way to go yet. And you can't allow yourself to get too distracted. You can't believe that you really managed to pull this off. Sure, you've probably strained a few muscles you haven't used in ages, but on the whole, you got through that ordeal pretty much unscathed. Seems like Dr. Mortem lived up to his part of the deal. Smiling to yourself, you press on. One foot in front of the other, following the dotted track on your helmet's HUD. Dotted track. You pause for a moment, lowering the intensity of your display so you can focus on your surroundings. Dark, wet, stinking. There's a sound of dripping water and what's that? What was that? Was it anything? A rat? Your own paranoia working against you? You're more than a little worn out from the fight, and you really should give yourself a chance to catch your breath. But on the other hand, maybe you really did hear something. You need to catch your breath, but you also need to get out of here fast. You start walking again, warning through the musk, warning through the muke, as you try not to think too hard about what's in it. It won't be long until you get out of the stinking part of the sewer. There's a connection further up that should allow you to get to a drier, abandoned tunnel. And then it's a fair distance to walk until you reach the ladder to the storm drain. From there, it's a straight path to the harbor. Of course, it doesn't look very far on the screen, and it surely doesn't feel like this hard a slog when you test walked the distance a week ago. But now you spent an evening with your body comatose and folded up in a truck, followed by a long hard battle that drains a lot of the reserves in your suit. Right now it feels like it's taking over. Even so, I will be slow and careful. I will hurry up in order to get out of here fast. I don't know what's this. Wait. This is stats percentage, right? So stats, Mugbot, strength of mind. My armor stat is fine. Okay, no, it doesn't say anything about the suit. So return to game. So I'll take the slow approach. It's better to be careful. If I do rush, they will find me out. Because if you rush through, either the police will the rangers could easily scan me. I'm in an area that I'm not really sure what it is. So I'll be slow and careful. Right now, you will be slow and careful, allowing yourself to take your time. It would be easy to get lost down here. And while your map should keep you on track, you don't know the condition of these tunnels. You're trudging through a half derelict labyrinth. There are not many regulations in Los Diablos, so companies can build and rebuild pretty much as they please. In addition, much of the city is interlact with the ruins of pre-quake Los Angeles. There are tunnels here that aren't marked on any of your carefully stolen maps. Yes, the remnants of old systems twisted and broken by the destruction. Not to mention the secret drains releasing unknown chemicals and sewage into the bay. There's plenty of trouble to run into if you're not careful. Luckily, being careful is one of your traits. Going slowly, you take the time to catch your breath and calm your racing heart. Maybe you spend too much time honing your puppet's body and not your own, relying on your armor to pick up the slack. Too bad that once you are out of battle, it automatically switches to its lowest setting to conserve energy. Perhaps that's also a thing you should have a chat with Dr. Mortem about. Or maybe you should just get in better shape. The sound of footfalls echoes. Wait. You frown under your helmet, keeping your pace as you let your mind drift and slowly fill the tunnel around you. There are hints of bleed over as thoughts from the world above filter through your senses, distant and muted. But you could have sworn that that's not a thought ghost. That's someone down here in the tunnels with you. Lady Argent. Whoa, okay. You're not surprised that she's showing up, since you didn't put her out of commission like Harold and Ortega. Just bought enough time to escape, and it looks like she has figured out where you went. At least she seems to be alone, which gives you a choice. You should try to outrun her, or perhaps stage an ambush. I am fast and know where I'm going. I should be able to outrun her. Better use this time to prepare an ambush. The suit isn't damaged from what the stats showed. Right, okay, if I look at my stats, telepathy, strength of mind is 60%. Manipulation is 78%. And my armor status is fine. It's at 100%. Right. I could make an ambush, but that's a high risk of other rangers showing up. I don't know how many. Marshall Steele could be right behind her. So I'll take the first option. You don't need to fight Lady Argent. Not now. Especially since there are no cameras around. It's better to run and make sure to get away safely. You've pushed your luck enough for one night. You can afford to wait for perfect opportunity. Fighting through the knee-deep sludge, you finally reach the point where you can climb up into one of the drier maintenance tunnels and gain some speed. But will it be enough? Lady Argent is fast, you know that. Having seen the footage when you researched her, it's the stamina that is the unknown quantity here. Is she a sprinter with a quick reflexes and reaction time? How about long distance runner? There's no verified data you can rely on, so you will have to treat this as an unknown. It would be foolish to trust the stats quoted by various fan sites. They are notoriously partisan or something. They're facts based on arguments and guesswork, sometimes even planted by whatever sponsors a hero might have to keep them on a particular list. How do you know this? You know how wrong they were about you. The lights inside your helmet go from yellow to orange as the power drain increases. But right now you need to channel. Okay, I'm hearing a buzzing noise in my throat for some reason. But right now you need to channel whatever you have left into your running speed. It's too bad you can't use the jump jets, but the low ceiling makes that far too risky. Still, you would be very surprised if she can catch up to you. The biggest question here is whether your batteries will start to fire before her stamina does. So far, so good. What's the time? Okay. You don't think she's catching up. The distant specter of her thoughts doesn't seem to have gotten closer. It's obvious she has learned from your earlier encounters. She's a lot harder to read. Her emotions, not the blurring spikes that there were when you fought before. Or is there something else going on here? You don't have time to dive deeper, is it? Dive deeper into what you think you're picking up. But there's a numbness to her presence. Blanketed thoughts, muffled emotions. What is she? Could it be Marshall Steele? Never mind. You can ponder that particular strangeness later. Right now... Wait. Could that be the other person that I made a Lady Argent turn to? I forgot her name. Right now, you need to follow your path. You jump down into another connection tunnel. Low enough so that you have to bow bow your head to avoid scraping your helmet against the ceiling. Luckily, it's not as long. It's not a long slog. It might feel like it lasts forever, but before long, you heave yourself up into another, much larger tunnel. You're pushing yourself hard to reach your next checkpoint. The tunnel you are in is big. It's part of the old, deused storm drainage system that was cracked and broken during the quake. Now it forms an underground cave, blocked off and abandoned. You'll need to get up into the current system to access the harbor. That's why you made sure to leave the ladder behind. No way are you going to scale the wall without help. There, you can see it. You force yourself to keep up the pace, running across the debris-filled ground, reaching the base of the ladder without having seen Lady Argent. Good. It's more awkward than you thought to climb in your armor, as it's made to fight and protect, not to be sneaky and agile. Part of you is tempted to just fire up the jump jets and try to hit the hole you made. But the consequences of failure are just too catastrophic. No need to impersonate a fly on a windshield when you have other options. Climbing will have to do. Hauling yourself up the last rungs, you press yourself through the hole. A more cramped fit now than when you were rehearsing earlier. No matter, you're through, and a touch of your glove turns the ladder into dust behind you. If Lady Argent wants to follow, she will have to do it the old-fashioned way. You're almost out of here. Okay, actually I might change this to a 50-minute one because it seems more interesting. Achievement. Running for it. You managed to outrun Lady Argent and escape. Is that Lady Argent though? Pressing on, you watch your progress on the HUD map inside your helmet. So close now. You're out in the storm drain proper. Right, okay. Running on the concrete walkway lining the side, still above the surface of the water. You can do this. Just a little further now. Can she follow? Will she follow? Who are you kidding? Of course she will. She's a hero. And you've decimated her team and most likely pissed her off big time. Of course she will hunt you down. The question is, will she be able to? Feeling the strain, you try to distract yourself with probabilities. How likely is it that she would have spotted the hole in the ceiling you escaped through without the ladder there to reveal it? That depends on how far behind she was, you suppose. If she saw you, she wouldn't have a hard time climbing up, not with those claws. On the other hand, if she didn't, she might follow the other tunnel to the cave-in and have to double back. You hope that is the case. You hope, but there's that brief brush of intent again. The jolted beehive of anger and frustration. She's coming. She's coming for you. Now this has turned into an endurance race. Will you be able to keep running? Will you be able to press your suit and body just a little further to get to the end? You have to. There's no option to fail here. No option to be weak. Pressing on, you will yourself. Wait, what? Okay, you will yourself to lengthen your step, to find a rhythm that works with your suit, to find the easy stride where you don't have to think. It's not the first time you're running like this, but back in my day, you were running for your freedom, then for your life, and now you're running for your future. That feels a whole lot different. Wait, what is that? Is that? Yes, you're too tired to laugh, but the wind is picking up, and you can sense the opening ahead of you. You're there. You've done it. And Lady Argent, don't pause. Scanning as you run, she's still there, but not close enough to stop you. The adrenaline rush gives you the last push you need. You reach the final ladder, throwing yourself up it with so much enthusiasm that you almost tumble to the ground once you've cleared the exit. Thankfully, your car's here. The escape vehicle of choice is a non-descriptive van that used to belong to a dealer of recycled electronics. It's large enough to be comfortable, and most importantly, the windows are tinted. You quickly strip the armor in the back of the van, stashing it in a crate ready for that purpose. It has a false top. Anybody opening it would just see scrapped electronic equipment. That should also make it harder to find the armor with a scan. The matching coverall hides your skin suits, making you just another nobody. Climbing into the driver's seat, you steal a glance in the mirror. Your eyes have a strange gleam to them, and you blink hard. It's weird thinking that the person staring back at you went toe to toe with the Rangers, just came out on top. Strange, but wonderful. No, you can't let that get to your head. You need to drive back to your hideout and let the nanivores devour the van. You can't risk leaving any evidence behind. But all that is just wrapping things up. What matters is that you did it. You actually did it. Now to get your aching body home and find out what happened to your puppet. Next chapter. This is quite interesting now. Oh, but I'm curious, who was the person that was chasing us? It says Lady Argent, but can Lady Argent do all that? She would have caught up way before. Unless it could have been someone else. I don't know. Back in your hideout, you take a moment to scan the surroundings before you allow yourself to relax. Closing your eyes, you focus on trying to pick up suspicious thoughts, any traces of something that could be a danger to you. Nothing. It's not surprising, as your current base is located in the old industrial parts of Los Diablos. The buildings here sustained a lot of quake damage, and the property values were too low to bother rebuilding anything. The ground is riddled with cracks and has been deemed too dangerous to reinforce. If there's another big quake, chances are the entire hillside might come crashing down. It's a risk you're willing to take. You don't plan to stay here long, until you have the funds to get something secure. It is better to use temporary and disposable hideouts. It makes you a lot harder to track. You had let the nanivores devour the van some distance from here, so you're thankful to finally get the chance to sit down. There's not a single part of you that's not aching or chuffing. The shower here is improvised and cold, and it's enough to clean the gleam from your body. The soap smells of hospitals, and you wince every time you touch a particular tender bruise. But right now, getting clean is your top priority. Everything else can wait. You don't want to smell another sewer in your life. Sliding into a clean robe makes you feel like a new man. You just want to collapse and fall asleep. But you are still far too keyed up for that. Not to mention that you are a few loose threads to tie up. So what now? I'll let me name go to sleep, getting back into boy's body to reclaim him. I'll just visit the hospital and see if I can find Ortega. But I'm too bruised. I don't know if they'll notice. And Ortega will be like, how do you know I'm in the hospital? Anyway, I'll let me name go to sleep, getting back into boy's body to reclaim. Let's go with the first option. The second option might be a little bit make them curious. You need to reclaim boy, and the sooner the better. The way your body can get much needed rest That way your body can get some much needed rest without your anxieties keeping it awake. It's time like this, you know. No, it's time like this. You just know the dreams will be bad, and there's no reason to invite more pain into your life than you have to. So, lying back on the mattress, you keep in a corner. You pull up the blankets, close your eyes, and you try to let go. Try to find that peace, that calmness. Try to ignore the aches in your body. The excitement is still bubbling through your vein. Where? There. It takes you longer than you'd like to locate boy. It's always hard to connect to him from this kind of distance. So closeness makes things so much easier. It's only familiarity that makes it possible at all. And even then, you feel the strain. It's not like this is a safe and proven science. Every time you leave your body, you suffer a breathless, empty moment before you manage to find yourself at home in your puppet. Could you lose yourself out there? Fade away into the nothing, unable to find your way home? Perhaps you know you are vulnerable to attack at least, but there are few active physics on the coast, and none of them are aware of you. You intend to keep it that way. Slowly, you connect your mental threads to your puppet, making yourself comfortable. You're surrounded by the smell of plastic and disinfectant. He's in the hospital. You can try to relax into your new body, drifting into the deep, calm pool of boy. Sink. Watch the surface from afar. Rest there in the deep blue ocean of his mind. Feel him. It takes a moment to adjust perspectives. The water's unusually agitated, but then you croon softly and taste the sounds that his lips make. You let yourself rise now. His mouth becomes your mouth, breaking the surface. Breathe. At times it worries you that his body feels as much like home as your own. Perhaps it is the freedom of being head blind when you are in him. The world is once more filled with mysteries and illusions, and you don't have to look at the ugliness of people's soul. You have the luxury of imagining something better. Sometimes you wonder if you should get back on the drugs when you're name. But drugs can't erase memories. They can't wipe who you are, where you came from. Other things can wipe the sled clean, erase them all. It takes a moment for you to realize that somebody is sitting next to you. Boy's eyes feel unused and filled with sand, but you let your lashes flutter open and meet Ortega's gaze. He looks like he's been put through the ringer, covered in bruises, already turning a purplish black. Of course. Darn, now I won't be able to get out of here easily. So far so good, all according to plan. Despite the possible complications, I'm happy to see him there. This will be hard. What was the plan? I forgot. Let's go with the second bit. So far, so good. All is according to plan. You never planned to get close to Ortega in this body, but it would be a shame not to use any possible advantage against him. This way, you can get information straight from the source, and maybe even have a bit of fun in the process. If you can keep up the act. Hey there, welcome back to the world of the living. Ortega gently squeezes your hand. What? You don't have to fake the cough that interrupts your words. Your mouth is dry and filled with dust, but it's the cough that really hurts. Boy's body is black and blue, and every cough sends a new jolt of pain through your tender head. There's a bump the size of a lemon on the back of your head, and one of your eyes is nearly swollen shut. Here, have some water. He steadies you with a hand on your shoulder, offering you a plastic cup of water. Thanks, you gasp, trying to reach for the cup with your right hand, and then you realize it's securely bandaged and throbbing with a dull pain. Did you sprain it? Looks like it. Still, despite the minor damage done to his body, boy seems to be more or less intact. He will heal in time. I don't. You start, hesitating a moment before touching your head gingerly. What happened? There was an explosion. Someone set off a bomb at the museum. You don't need to read his mind to see the way tension has collected in his neck and shoulders. Are you alright? Who would do such a thing? Are you alright? Are we safe here? I feel like second option seems good. Are you alright? You reach out to run your hand over Ortega's, frowning at the state of him. You look like you haven't slept in weeks. You're not wrong, Ortega admits with a strained laugh. But I'll heal, and what won't heal will be fixed. Got some perks, being a ranger. Is it really worth it though? Someone got to stop people like that. Someone's got to stop people like that. Yep. There's a pained sigh, and you let your frown deepen as you see his expression darken. Not that we did a good job this time. What do you mean? The question is innocent and soft. Just stick the knife in his gut and twist it. They got away. Ortega's fist clenches tightly, and you pull your hand back a few seconds before a brief spark of electricity runs over it. Luckily, he doesn't seem to notice your persistent reaction. We'll get them next time. I'm sure you will. You pause for a second, then ask quietly, how bad was it? Is everyone alright? Nobody died, but Ortega shakes his head. A lot of people got hurt in the panic. You break off, unsure how to continue. Steele is out there right now looking for the one who did this. I should be too. I should be doing something. But you're hurt. You reach out for him, but he pulls away. So what? I should be there anyway. He's on his feet now, filling the room with his presence. It is so easy to overlook him when he's sitting down. Just another tired man, all hunched and weary-eyed, but on his feet. His posture reveals him instantly. You wonder if he knows just how much the tortured hero he looks like in this moment. You wonder if he practices in front of a mirror. If it's just natural charisma. You wish it didn't affect you as much as it does. Did you stay here with me the whole time? You ask, running your finger through your unwashed hair. You wonder if he looks good even in this state. Most likely. Boy is the kind of man who wears his bruises like medals. After I made sure Harold was going to be alright there, he hesitates for the first time, giving you a look that might almost have been shy, I think. They said they couldn't locate any next of kin to call, so I thought I would wait here with you. Okay, did I kill Harold? I think I did. So I thought I would wait. They said you were in danger of slipping into a coma. I lost my family in one of the aftershocks, you say, looking down at your hands. There's just me now. You're mumbling. I couldn't quite make it out, but it did It didn't sound like you had pleasant dreams. Ortega sits back down, tainted face showing his age in the bleary hospital lights. Mumbling, the shiver come unbeaten and curls around your spine. Boy is not supposed to dream. He's supposed to be emptied and comatose. He's not supposed to have a life when you're not around. Not even dreams. Ortega must have been imagining things. Don't worry about it. You're awake now. You're going to be fine, he says, patting your hand. But you aren't, are you? Fine? The question comes sharper than you had meant it. Fear means the claws come out, even when you are pretending to be a kitten. No, he admits, I'm not. I had to watch that Pendijo hurt people I care about. And when I tried to do something about it, he took me down. When I get my hands on him, the slight charge forming around his fist makes the instruments that have been monitoring you flicker, sending the alarm into the beeping frenzy. He pulls back his hand with a muttered apology. I fake a bit of panic. What did you do? I hold my ears. Darn, that's loud. Try to pretend nothing is wrong. You'll get him next time. Second option. I'll hold my ears. Darn, that's loud, you say, pressing your hands to your ears, accompanied by the frenzied beeping of the instruments. Turn it off. I don't know how. Ortega looks a bit panicked as well, looking frantically for an off button. The moment has turned from solemn to silly, and neither of you can help but laugh when the distressed nurse rushes into the room. It's fine, Ortega says, pointing at the machine. Well, apart from that. What did you... Never mind. The nurse gives you both a look more reserved for children. Children playing pranks than a patient and a hero. You will leave this turned off. Then. No, I will leave this turned off then. Make sure it notifies the staff when he's ready to leave. The last is said to Ortega, who nods dutifully. Understood, ma'am. Nurse leaves the room. You wait for a few seconds before asking. Where am I anyway? The Memorial Hospital. Ortega sits back down, picking at one of the stitches on his chin. It was the closest one. It was more than the closest one. The Memorial Hospital is not just any hospital. It is the premium celebrity clinic of Los Diablos. The place to go if you have the money or the insurance to make sure you get nothing but the best. They also have a reputation for being one of the best clinics to go to if you need medical attention due to problems with your boosted or moderate physiology. I know the word, but I can't say it. That's the problem. The best legal one. Anyway, I can't afford that, you gasp, only half pretending. The Rangers are covering your tab. Besides, it looks like you won't need to stay here for very long. You look down at yourself, touching your bruises. It is true. There's nothing to keep you here right now. And they haven't even changed you into a hospital gown. Perhaps they were busy with the other victims of the attack. I want to stay with Ortega and find out more information. I want to get signed out quickly and go home. I'll probably go with the second option now. I mean, even though I want more information, which gives more understanding. Actually, let's stay and find out more information. More rest for me name. Maybe you don't bother to hold a grimace of pain as you touch your head. I'm not sure how long I'm supposed to stay here after a head injury. You give Ortega a worried look. You can keep me company, right? For just a little. If you want me to stay, I will. It's kind of my fault that you are here after all. Ortega smiles a little bit sheepishly, then winces as that pulls on some of the stitches. Not exactly proud of the way this date turned out. Well, you're looking worse off than me. You reach out to pat his hand. Are you sure you're not the one who needs to lie down? Honestly, you might not be wrong about that. Ortega laughs, which gets a massive wince in return. It's been a long time since I felt this sore. Sore, you raised one eyebrow, looking incredulously at Ortega. You got stitches everywhere. I'm tougher than I look. Ortega flashes a smile. That's far too familiar. Bravado in the face of pain. Remember, I do this for a living. Oh, how far? Oh. I do remember, you say. Looking at his bruised form, looks like he's not wrong. The shoulder must just have been dislocated. You always forget how good he is at weathering damage. It's just a bit frightening to realize that you end up like this a lot of the time. Not a lot of the time, he bristles. Most of the time, it's no more dangerous than football. But sometimes accidents happen. Accidents? You can't help the dry look you give him. Well, maybe I did underestimate the danger, but that won't happen a second time. A second time? Well, I have to go after them. Aren't there any other heroes out there who can deal with these things? I mean, you do get sick days, right? Well, Ortega shakes his head a little fondly. Well, we do, sort of. And it's not like I'm going to pull on my suit and run right out of here. But he looks down at his hands. I can't let this one go. Why? You can feel your stomach constrict a little. I can't let this one go. I just can't. Ortega's frowning now, looking deeply disturbed. What happened was horrible, you say, swallowing a little. But that doesn't necessarily mean you need to be the one to stop them. No, you're wrong. This is on me. I should have stopped them right then and there. Ortega sighs in frustration. I should have. So it's about you then, you say, giving him a disapproving look. I thought that heroes were supposed to be above that sort of thing. That's not. Ortega sighs a little. I can't explain, but this one is personal. I know I am imagining things, but you swallow a little. Looking down at your hands, this is hitting too close for comfort. I'm just saying you're not the only hero in this town. You can let yourself heal. No, I need to be the one to bring him in. He breaks off as a small surge of electricity arcs around his hand. Are you sure you're alright? Sorry. There's a moment's pause as Ortega shakes his head. If it makes you feel better, I am not the one running this show now. Marshall Steele is, and he won't let himself be carried away by feelings. If you say so. You managed to keep a straight face. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't know much about the hero business. I just care about you. Thank you for that. I'm just not used to talking about this kind of things with civilians. There's a moment's pause as Ortega looks at you with a faint frown. But you don't really feel like one. It's like, I'm good at talking to people, you interrupt, looking down. And I really do want to understand you and your world. You make it sound so grand. It's just a job. You do have a fancier uniform than most, you point out, which causes another laugh and wince. Don't do that, he complains, which only makes you look more innocent. What? Make me laugh? It looked like you needed it, though. You're not wrong. Next. Okay, I might stop here because I just realized the time and I should be going to bed. Anyway, well, to be honest, it is quite interesting. Though for my improvement of my English and the story. It seems like Ortega has already realized that it's me name. Or he thinks it's me name from the way the fighting went on. So that's why he was like so frustrated at that time. So yeah, that's my conclusion. That he knows it's me name. So he'll try to contact me name, which is my other character who is the villain. So just so I can pull him in. So yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. What else? I keep pausing in between when I'm trying to say some outros and things. But yeah, let me know if you're still enjoying this. Write down in the comments below. I do like people commenting. It does bring some engagement. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye. For some reason, my intro and outro sounds like Markiplier. I may need to fix that.